that studying peace is not just for children, but for the rest of us too. And that sermon was, of course, brilliant. So I have no doubt that you remember it, but in case I'm wrong, or some of you weren't here, the title of the sermon was Pray for Peace, Act for Peace. And just like this morning, we had this flag up here on the chancel. And what's wonderful to me, looking back on that day, is not what I said, but that we prayed for peace and we acted for peace. And not only did we have an incredibly successful peace village, but God has answered our prayers and our action in unexpected and amazing ways with a peace project that starts today. I would go so far as to call it a very holy, very spiritual, God so happening, and it gives me pause, actually takes my breath away. I have a great deal of gratitude for God's work in this church and this congregation's part in it. And I don't know if you all are aware that this church is acts for peace on so many levels, as people in the community and even in the United Church of Christ talking about the work we do with God leading us. As I mentioned in my sermon in July, peace, shalom, includes the meaning fullness and well-being, and as my theological dictionary points out, it's more than the lack of war, and points to full societal and personal well-being coupled with righteousness. So, our peace includes all the justice and all the love efforts we are engaged in to aim the world toward peace, where all have enough, all are treated justly and with respect. And I mentioned too in that sermon that our peace prayers and action aim toward sharing in the gift God wishes for us all, wholeness. Our efforts at wholeness, at peace and justice on many fronts. Efforts for women, LGBTQ, people of color, those in need, children and youth, all of it is peace work. As are our many efforts to help individuals find peace in their own lives. And so, as I started to say, I have heard wonderful stories of our church being discussed in even other states and actually other countries, but nothing is more telling to me than when people in Knox County talk about the missions and ministries at First Congregational Church gracefully and respectfully. It's powerful, powerful witness to God's presence and work in this church. I've heard a number of people say something along the lines of, oh, you are that church that is doing that great work. I hope you hear things like that too. I know Nancy and I both do. It's good stuff. Affirms our efforts. Reverend Anna Wolfenden, our newest member, who's up here with me today, and I'm honored to be on the council with her. She will be officiating communion in a few moments. She's a dynamic minister with experience and enthusiasm for peace work, and I truly believe that the Holy Spirit sent Anna our way. She recently moved to the area with her wonderful husband, Dr. David Howlett, who is right here this morning. And Reverend Wolfenden contacted me before she even arrived in town because she heard our church was doing good peace and justice work. I love that. And if you read Friday's newspaper or the recent church newsletter, you know that the story gets better. Anna and I met for the first time in person when she took me up on an offer to visit our Peace Village this summer. And pretty quickly, we began having discussions that led to mapping out ideas on how a church might intentionally bring the central ideas of Peace Village to adults, as well as youth and children in the church. And really, it really does take my breath away to think how God's presence in Anna's contact and our meetings and all the work we have done so far as church on this, it is obvious and a dynamic answer to our praying for peace and acting for peace. The Holy Spirit led to Anna, church leaders, and me to put together the Peace Project. An October to May effort this year to aim at bringing the idea of Peace Village into the church and into the community every month. We're calling these Sundays Peace Sundays. The idea is exciting and it is contagious, and in very short order, our wonderful, hard-working church council and personnel committee found a way for us to engage Anna as our first ever visiting pastor of peace and spirituality, to work with me and the rest of this awesome congregation, to bring the ideas of Peace Village to youth and adults as well as to children, and not just those in this church, but out into the community. So the Peace Project was born, and today I'm very happy to say welcome to our first Peace Sunday. The church leadership and Anna and I hope and pray the Peace Project will be effective, that God's shalom will break in more and more through all of our efforts. It's wonderful stuff, and I am so grateful to Anna and to our lay leaders, and really all of this church, and to the Holy Spirit for guiding us to help make this come about. And I want to tell you a little bit more about it as we get underway, and I thought I'd better start with a quick refresher overview of Peace Village. It's a day camp for grade school children where we lovingly and carefully teach children about peace. We form a 4-day-long camp community around the idea of peace. On the day includes lots of fun, games, and crafts, and song, and exploration of nature, and peace stories from a number of faiths, but it also especially includes 4 classes that the campers attend every morning where they learn from caring adults and one another and creation about peace. One of the classes we call Peace Within. Jesus tells us to love God and others and ourselves, and there are 3 parts to that. Love God, love others, love self. And the love self part means we need to desire and act toward our own well-being. It means the most difficult concept for many modern American adults and even children to grapple with. Peace within emphasizes centering and calming the mind and body, meditation, breathing, concentration, movement to make ourself whole. In the language from Jesus and the reading, the idea is to help our hearts not be so troubled and afraid, to learn to be at peace deep down to our very soul. And today, the primary focus of Adult Forum and our afternoon event at Ariel Foundation Park on this first of the 4 Peace Village concepts, we're going to be looking at peace within, working from self outward. A second class next month we call Peace with Others, which focuses on non-violent problem solving, role playing, and peace advocacy, to be in good relationship with other humans. A third class is called Peace and the Culture, where we consider and learn about responsible thinking, media literacy, compassionate communicating, and discussions around types of oppression and how to deal with it. And the fourth class is global. At our Peace Village, it's called Peace in the Planet, and we learn to love what Christians understand as God in creation. We discuss and learn about and have respect, and care, and concern for the planet, the environment. We take time to notice and be in awe of creation as a part of it, but also to be good caretakers of the planet. Some of you know I had a Lilly Grant finance sabbatical in 2012 where I studied peace for 6 weeks, one-on-one with Reverend Charles Bush, the founder of Peace Village. And Charles and I talked a lot about how the concept taught at Peace Village would work great in a number of settings, and not just for children, but also for adults and youth. And church was one place Charles and I talked a lot about bringing the concepts to. So I really perked up, and the conversations that I had with Anna rather quickly led to that very idea. So how are we going to bring Peace Village concepts to church for the Peace Project? An idea we settled on is to create special Peace-centered multi-part Sundays at the beginning of each month. Each Communion Sunday for at least the next 8 months, we plan to begin with Peace-centered worship acts. What we're in right now, and the liturgy and the music has been chosen to be peace-centered, and the sermon today is more general in nature for this kickoff, but we plan to focus in the months ahead on the month's specific peace topic. And then we will have our fellowship hour, and after that we'll have an interfaith-friendly adult forum for youth and adults that presents the central Peace Village concept of the month, which, as I said today, is peace within. And after the adult forum, it's our Peace Sunday. We'll usually end with a special spiritual activity in the afternoon that is intergenerational, interfaith-friendly, and engaged. And the Peace Project plan includes bringing peace events out of the church and into the community each month. And this month, we're bringing it out to a wonderful, world-class Ariel Foundation Park. Today, on Sunday, we hope to try every so often, do it on a weekday, maybe here, maybe out and about. The thinking is that church members and people in the community could attend one or some or all of these offerings about peace. The hope is to create peaceful opportunities in a variety of ways for a variety of people in a variety of places by bringing peace and spiritual practice opportunities to the community. In our reading, Jesus indicates that the Holy Spirit, God's presence, is here on earth now to teach us and to remind us of what Jesus taught. And in the story, Jesus does this remarkable thing. He says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives." As church, our ministries and our missions are done as the body of Christ here now, leaving peace and giving peace, not as the world does, but as Jesus does. And we aim to do that every summer at Peace Village. And the Peace Project is aimed at doing that once a month on Peace Sundays. In the reading, Jesus' words after he left and gave peace are, "Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not let them be afraid." And peace within, our focus, the rest of today, it's about that, our spiritual practices that aim to untrouble our hearts and calm our fears. Jesus' claim after saying, "Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not let them be afraid," is this: "I am going away, and I'm coming to you." Christian communal and individual spiritual practices can be understood to be efforts to opening up time and space to allow Christ to come to us through the Holy Spirit swirling like wind through creation. And the wind is always there. And it is understood in our faith tradition to be the very breath of God and always only blows in one direction, toward peace. The well-being of all, which we understand Jesus leaves and gives to us. Other faith traditions may not have that particular imagery, but all of them center on moving in the direction toward peace, the well-being of all. We believe Jesus leaves us peace and gives us peace. Other traditions understand other sources for peace, but all of them make efforts to help find peace within, peace in others, peace in the community, peace with the planet. This morning, And the rest of the day, and this week, and month, and the year, may we be open to finding peace with it. May we also help find peace in others, peace in the community, peace on the planet. And God bless us on this first step of the Peace Project journey.